and I welcome you to this session. So in this video, I'm going to be making some adjustments to the designs that have been made by the students. So far, some of the students have submitted the assignments. That was for the design challenge for these 5 days. Day one, everyone was supposed to make a design for a product or a service. A flyer, advert design. Okay, so people have come up with very beautiful designs. I will just be making a few corrections and adjustments. Okay, here are the designs for some of those who have submitted. So we have very beautiful designs already, and they are beautiful, very beautiful. But I'll just need to make some few adjustments. So I'm not going to be able to work on everything. I got a few of you to share with me an editable link where I can edit your designs. Meanwhile, and then I got from a few number of people, this is Dios Design, and then by sharing this link with me, I can work on his design in real time. This is how it works, and then his design will just be available for me on my own end. That's one of the beautiful advantages of Canva. You can start a design. If you're having a difficulty, I can get a link from you and then go and access your design and adjust it. You see, I can do the adjustments. So if you want to know how to do this, I explained to him and a few other persons. Just go to the top here. Okay, you see these 3 dots here. Just click it. Then you scroll down and then you click share. Share is down here. So this is share here. So just click share, and then anyone with the link can edit. That's the adjustment you need to make. Okay, because you already did some adjustments, you come here, edit it, and then come here and change it. What was here before should be something like, okay, because this is not my design, there's one other option that should be in the first option that will be there by default. So you just change it to anyone with the link, select it, and then anyone with the link can comment, can view, or can edit. If you click and view, the person will only be able to view it, but he won't be able to edit it. But you select can edit, and when you select it, you copy the link and share with the person. So with the link, such a person can just go ahead to edit it. For this one, I'm going to share it on the page, and you can just attempt to edit it. You see that it will be editable on your end by just having the link with you. So I'm just going to use that to explain some of the adjustments I want to make to this guy's work. Yeah, this is a very beautiful design, but there are a few things I'm just going to be judging it against our criteria. The things we consider in design. Emphasis. So what is emphasis? I want to emphasize his brand name, which is Billion Man Tech Institute. That is the name. That is his emphasis, and he wants to introduce to us to what they do in their business. So that's one of his emphasis, but I expected he was going to put his phone number and some other things, because those are emphasis, things we need to know: how to contact you, what you do, what exactly you intend doing for us. Those are the emphasis. But in this case, it's I think somebody has used the link to join this, but okay, so in this case, this is emphasis. So I'm not going to do so much. Let's assume this is the only thing you wanted to emphasize. So this is, but there are a few things I need you to know. So this is singular emphasis. There are some other things I think he should emphasize: his phone number, his contact, and some other things. Put them at prominent points, but he didn't fill them with all those contents. So this is emphasis on some other supporting contents just around it. You have the supporting contents. Okay, so if he's so pleased to make that the only emphasis, it's okay. But a few things I want to work on. Number 2 on our list: emphasis and supporting. Then color combination. Okay, it's a nice color combination. It's using yellow and a shade of blue and some shades of blue. Beautiful, right? I think we have a nice color combination there. Okay, what about the alignments? Now, on the alignment, I think he needs some more adjustment. First of all, these things are too close to the sides. Okay, they are too close to this end. Give enough space on the sides of your design as much as possible. They are too close to the sides. So I'm going to try to shift it a little and make sure they are aligned as I shift them. So he was supposed to create enough space. So I'm shifting this. Okay, but instead of using my hand, excuse me. So I'm shifting this, but I don't want to use my hand. I'm going to nudge it. Okay, so I go to select nudge, and then shift it finally, and then go to the brand name, this brands tool. Okay, and then I come ahead to nudge it too. So I nudge it, and then watch there's something that gives you a clue to alignment. You know, I explained that alignment are in two formats. You can align some things in terms of shape, okay, you know, align something around a particular shape, a circle, or align something with one another. In this case, I want to align this Billion Mile Tech Institute. I want to align it with this Your Comfort Matter, so that they will be aligned. They will be on a straight line. I mean, the beginning of the two writings. Okay, so I'm nudging the two until they are very straight. And these are part of things that make your word very neat. So as you keep moving it, it will get to a point, you start seeing a dotted line that will give you a clue that both of them are aligned. Okay, now let's go. You see the dotted line? Just watch here. As I move this and just watch here. Watch this area. Okay, watch this area. You should see a dotted line that gives you a clue that these things are aligned. You should see a dotted line. As I nudge it, look at it. Okay, so when it's aligned, the dotted line will show up to show alignment. You see the dotted line to the left there, it means that both of them are on the same line, they are aligned. I come to the next one. Okay, I take away the keyboard, I nudge it, okay, moving it until it's aligned. You see, I'm working on alignment. So for some of you that I didn't get your editable links, by the time you're watching this, I will mention that you need to align them. This is just what you do. Use this to work on your own. Okay, so by moving it, I should see alignment. Okay, the dotted line should show me that they are aligned at a point. So you see the dotted line there. Okay, you see, it means that the three are now aligned. Okay, I go to the third one, align everything. These are the things that make your work very neat. When there is good alignment, just see that your work is neater. Okay, these alignments. Okay, so aligned. And then this third one too. Now there's a problem with this third one especially. Okay, and I'm going to mention it briefly, shortly. So until it's aligned, so I have that line. So just be on the lookout for those dotted lines. They are giving you a lot of information. Sometimes the alignment, it could be showing you alignment on a horizontal level. In this case, it's in a vertical level. So the three, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate writings are now aligned on a straight line. They are aligned. That's alignment. Okay, now let's see the next thing. What about symmetry? I told you symmetry is it has to do with balance of weight on both sides. Now on both the right and the left side, though we don't have the same thing on both sides, but I think there is a sense of balance. There is enough thing he filled. Now he was smart enough to fill these sides with beautiful objects, okay, that, you know, created a weight, a visual weight on the right, and then this right top is enough to create a visual weight to the left. So I think symmetry is not so much of a problem, but there is I think the only thing I see here in a way is this space here should be filled with something. Your contact details, your social media handle and the likes, you can put something you just feel it. That's one of the things you want to work on. Don't leave too many spaces. That space, I mean, the one up there is not so bad, but the one below here, something should feel it. So we have alignment settled, symmetry okay. What about contrast? I mentioned to you that contrast has to do with difference in color, especially between the background and the next, or between what you are trying to emphasize and the other. So billion is well contrasted against the others because it's bigger in size, is different in color, and so it's well contrasted against the other things. So it's prominent. It's you achieve your emphasis with the Billion Mile Tech Institute. But what about this particular writing? I mean, the one here. Okay, look at this one here. This writing here is not clear. And why it's not clear is because it's nowhere contrasted. There should be enough contrast between the color and the background, or the brightness and the background. The background is a dark shade, okay, on this column, and yet the write-ups of darker shade. Two things you can work on. You can change the color. Let's say change it to white. Okay, it's much clearer, and then you can work on the font and make it much clearer than that. But even at it's still white, yet it's still not sharp enough. Another thing you can work on to, you know, work on the contrast. One of the things I do sometimes is, if the background is too dark, I can make it a little white. And what I do is this: I go to elements, add an element. Okay, let's see, I'm adding an element, a shape. I think I explained this in one of the videos, but I think he missed that, or sometimes when you are designing, some things don't come handy like that. You might not remember, but let's see this. So I'm creating this. I'm covering the whole surface, and then I'm going to position and moving it backwards until it is just on top of the background, because I want the background to be visible, but I want to also create a good contrast. So I'm going to then make it more and more transparent by reducing the opacity. So that way, if I change the color of this to white, okay, it's going to be much more prominent. Okay, now let me remove what I put on the screen so that you can see how okay, I should have created a duplicate so that you can see what I worked on. Let me create a duplicate. Excuse me. Okay, let me create a duplicate. I want to create a duplicate right now so that we can compare the previous work, though I already worked on it, so we might not be able to see much of. Okay, let me continue working on this. So I'm adding the elements, the shape. Okay, I'm bringing it here, bringing it here, bringing it here. So the color of this shape is blue. Let me see what black looks like. Black is thick black, and then let me move it with this position and move it backwards until it's just on top of the background, and then the background is not visible at all. So I'm going to make it more transparent by reducing the opacity, so it's more yeah, we can see the background now, but that shade that I added on it is giving an effect. It's making this more prominent, but we can change the color further to maybe something close to white, or if we don't want to make it pure white or something. This is a shade of blue, but lighter shade of blue. You see the write up is much clearer now. See what we change from this, we change it to this. You see it's more prominent. The background is not as bright or clean as or clear as before, because I put a shade of an element on top of it. So we still have the beautiful, and then it's even made the other things more prominent. You see Billion Man Tech Institute here is more contrasted in the new design than in the design that I worked on. So by just adding that element, that's one of the edges I have. I think I used in my designs to make some things more prominent. So by adding that shape, that element, all the write-ups on the screen are now more prominent than before. And then we have not lost the background. The background is still visible, but because the background is not our main focus, it's just to give a feel to it. We don't need it to be this bright or this clean. So we have been able to cover the background with that shape, make it a little more transparent so the background can be visible, and then so that the writings on top can be more prominent. Now look at it. This isn't where we started from. I already worked on the alignment and the likes, but let's see the designs. I'm going to download this. Okay, let me just download this current page. Okay, let me download this current page. Excuse me, page 2. Okay, so this page 2, I'm downloading it right away. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. On. Okay, so we're done. I'm going to share it on our page now and then compare it with where we started from. Okay, so this is where's the page? This is the page. Okay, so look at it. Okay, let's see what he dropped and what I just worked on, and then we just see the difference. This is where I started from, this is where we are. So you see, this is just different by those simple things I added. I just worked, I added some space to the left side, and then I ensure they are all aligned, and then make it more prominent by working on the contrast. And then by working on all of these things, you see all the criteria we're working on all of these things. Now we have a better feel. So working on all of those things can give us a better feel. I think this should give you a better feel compared to this, because I just worked on all of those criteria, the color combination, contrast, alignment, and all of those things, and we have a better feel here. Now, of course, more work can be done here by, like I said, fill these spaces, some of these spaces, add your contact and some of those things, but at least working on what I have there, we can see that there are some improvements there. So, and that's it. I worked on this, and okay, I also got the link to this brother's work, and let's just use the links to, let me see if I can make some adjustments on his work. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is it. He shared his link with me, and I'm going to just try to work on a few things there. Okay, so I'm going back to our page to see the criteria and then judge these things, his work against the criteria. So we have emphasis. So what is his emphasis? You see, premium bookstore. I assume premium is his business name. In this case, is sample business name, premium bookstore. But if I were him, this is just another option, but not necessarily. Maybe premium can be a different color. I can choose one color from the book or his picture, any color that is already existing, so we don't have too much color. So you see here, Canva is beautiful. You see that even because of the pictures we have there, it gives us options of colors that we can find in the pictures that you can use from. So from the color of the books, we have this, and by choosing that, we see it's not off, it's not out of place, because we can trace this color. You see, we can trace this color to one of the color of the books by just following the recommendations of Canva suggested some colors that we can find in the pictures. Okay, so I might want to premium books, or let me just leave it at what he put it there. I'm not going to work, that's just my own preference, but this is okay still. So color, let's start emphasis. So emphasis premium bookstore, that is the name of a bookstore. Books are as low as $1. That's also supposed to be an emphasis. Okay, well, I think it's prominent enough, and especially because the work is not so busy, we can easily see that. But you can even make it emboldened or use another font that can make it more prominent, but this is just okay. Okay, but how about alignment? Okay, now I think this work is very aligned, because it is aligned. If you check well, you see he has enough space on this side, and then I think the ends are aligned. I think the end of the two, this word, this one, and this one, they are aligned on this side, and that's just exactly what I would have worked on, but because they're aligned. But let me confirm if they are aligned. Okay, moving it back. Okay, you see the alignment is there. Okay, move it, it's aligned. And then this book as low as, I can make it aligned to that right side. Okay, which is, I think is best. Or I can bring it to make it aligned to the middle of the bookstore. If I keep moving it, the alignment, the dotted line I mentioned earlier is going to show me. Okay, so look at it. Okay, look at it. Okay, when the dotted line at the middle, I'm watching out for this side. I'm watching out for this middle to see when it shows me that it will use the dotted line to show me that it's aligned to the middle of this word bookstore. I mean, this words or phrase. Okay, so I'm moving it. When I get to the middle of bookstore, it's going to show me that I'm at the middle. Okay, you see. Okay, this is the middle of something else. So let me move it close to bookstore. Okay. And okay, yeah, this is that's the middle of bookstore. That's the exact middle, because I saw the line gave me a clue. That dotted line, or those dotted lines, you see, gave me a clue that we're at the middle of bookstore. So we can make it align with the middle, but in this case, I think I want to make it align to the with the right. You can try different positions of alignment to see which one gives you the best feel. Now, another thing is, I think I didn't mention it in the previous work I did. I mean, on this one here, we could have worked on, the distance between here and here and here and here. Those dotted lines too can give you clue. Okay, maybe I'll just go back, but I don't have to go back. I'm just going to use this to show you something. So okay, let me try to let's continue here. Okay, let me continue here. Okay, I'm going to continue right now to show you, okay, a few things. Okay, online services. I wouldn't want these online services to be it's too tiny, and then I think it's too tiny, and then I think he wrote it exactly on it. How I think it's usually easier to control the shape and the size of your letters. If you don't write it exactly on the element, you can edit the element and write exactly on it, or you can make it a separate text, okay, by adding text, okay, and write it separately. What did the online service, or what did you write there? Let me online services only. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to add it as a separate text. Okay, so let me see, add headings, and then I'm going ahead to say online services only. Okay, making it smaller. I can even make it maybe 2 lines or 3 lines or so. But if I to scatter, I think I'm going to use one of my fonts that can be very compact. That's Anton. Anton is one of my, let me just search. There is this font I like to use often. Anton, you can write a lot of, long things on it. There's a way it makes it very full, folded and not so long, and it will still be visible. So we have online services only. So just make it bold enough and then compact enough. Okay, I think the words are just too much. Well, since he insisted on using button, I think this might be a better thing. We can leave it. Are we to leave? Should we leave it as black? Maybe white will be better. Let's say white. Okay, white is okay. But the things that are shouting are already becoming too much. But say okay, book as low as, I still feel like this book as low as $1 is could have been a point of emphasis, and we can use different ways to emphasize. Maybe a red color, or maybe something more emboldened. We can work on that. Just play around many things and let's see which works. But generally, I think there are not so many things to work on here. Contact us, and that is it about that. I think that's all I want to work on here. It's a nice work, but it still feels like some things need to be added. The contact, the email, maybe websites, social media handles. You could have added social media handles just to make it, a little more, especially having more content, more of your contact details, your social media. You want to grow your social media, but in all, I think this is just a very nice design. Let me go back to the previous work to show you what I wanted to show you the other time. Okay, now on this work, apart from alignment in terms of this horizontal alignment, you can another thing you do to make your work have a very good feel is in between these different writings. Sometimes you want to work on equal space. Okay, let me go on to the one I was working. Equal space in between them. So why nudging up and down? Look at something here. When you're nudging up, there is a point when it will show you that you have equal spaces between the two, okay, relative to this and this. Let's see when this Billion Man Tech Institute is exactly at the middle. I mean, when this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I want to ensure that the space between here and here, okay, are exactly the same thing. So I'm going to be moving it up or down, and then it's going to show me when I have equal space between the two. Okay, keep moving. Okay, I think apparently there is more space. Space are more. Okay, excuse me. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I think I missed it there. So you see that when it brings that number 11.7, I think it should be in inches or something. So we have 11.7 inches both up and down. So that's when the distance between up and down are equal. So I can then adjust these two relative to these so that the space between, I want to move it on to is about 11.7 to, no, I think I'm moving the wrong thing. So 11.7, I think it can be up to inches, but I think pixel or something. Okay, so 11.6, 11.6. So I'm moving this until maybe it's about 11.62. So 10.9, 10.9. That's for up and down, but I want it to be 11.6 in all. So it's exactly 11.6. The distance between this and this 11.6, maybe pixel. I don't know what the dimension, the unit is, but I'm going to adjust these two until I have 11.6 space between it. Okay, as you move it, Canva is showing you, okay, we have 11.6 space in between all, and those things add up to make your work very, very neat. When you work on this, spacing, alignment, color, contrast, those are the things that may bring out your, you see, this is just nice. He did a very nice work, but by paying attention more to the criteria, the works look nicer. Okay, so those are the three works I got. Okay, two works I got linked. The third one I got a link for is by Mr. Dako's work, okay, which is another very beautiful work that just needs a few touches. Okay, okay. I think he already withdrew permission. Oh, Mr. And it was, I had a permission to work on it before. Okay, all right. Let me just pause this video and request for some.